Hello, Aubrey. I love
How are you?
weather report coming through.
I know, I love it. In fact, it's amazing how we're so spread out and all of us are having weird weather, wind. Tell them about, you texted me earlier about your weather.
Well, I looked outside a couple hours ago and it was like 7 o'clock at night. It was dark. It was kind of
Weird.
scary. And now it's it's cloudy and raining.
Yeah.
And I want to say hello to the girls in Woodstock. I saw that they're watching. One of them, I put that on there. Sue said, "Yes, we are working."
Oh, that's what that was.
That was.
Oh, that's funny. This is all work. We're all working here.
Yeah.
Well, hi, everyone. Yes, it seems, oh, Joan's got no wind. Most people have wind, and I've seen a lot of temperatures dropping too. So,
Yeah.
you know, it's spring. It's always weird. In fact, tomorrow is the first day of spring. So,
oh, good.
Did you know that? Yeah.
I did not know that.
Well, now you know. And then the other thing is I'm just glad to be here, seeing all of you, your names in the comments. I missed day 2 of Rose Garden with you.
Yeah. Yeah, because you were having fun.
I was having fun. And then Sarah and Mom were live all last week, and they didn't need me. So I was like,
I need you, Aubrey.
Okay, good.
I always need you.
Okay, good. Somebody needs me. So it's good to be back. It's good to see all of your names popping up and all that good stuff. And we've got some fun for you today. In fact, let's just get into it. What do you think?
Let's do it.
All right. So here is the deal. That is not what I'm trying to show you. Here we go. We go. So if you are new here, hello, put a number 1 in the comments. We're going to explain to you what's going on. If you are a seasoned hoop sister, which I know a lot of you are, how about a number 2 in the comments? If you are new, or maybe you've been around a while and you haven't joined us for a sentiments, think of a sentiments for our purposes as nice, adorable, fun-sized packages that have some cute sayings, just fun little projects. I put sweet or snarky because I never know what these girls are going to come up with.
Especially I like a little snark.
Yeah. So you just never know. This one's on the sweet side of things. So just so you know that. The other thing, hello number 1s, hello number 2s. The other thing is we want to let you know that we do have a text club. So you can text the word sentiments to the phone number that is up on screen. And what that is going to do is make sure you get a text when we go live. So that's pretty cool too. We can pop that up again later if anyone needs it. I know I got my text as we were sitting here. I'm in the text club, and I got my text as we were sitting here about ready to go live too. Oh my gosh, someone's losing power for the 6th time in the last hour. Ooh.
Well, let's hope we don't lose power.
I know, right? So plug everything in now. Juice it up. All right. So Linda, let's talk about who are these kinds of projects good for, because it's really good for a lot of people. You want to talk about this?
It is. Yeah. So these projects are great for new embroidery machine users. If you have a brand new embroidery machine, you want to do something small to get your confidence built up, these are perfect for that. If you're just getting started with your quilting in the hoop, again, it's a small project. They're quick to stitch and very easy instructions. And it's also good for those of you that have been around and doing this forever, like me, and you want a quick weekend project. And they make great gifts for your sewing friends or any friends, because they're easy and fast and inexpensive to make.
And I think I also love the idea of when we talk about gifting, like there's 2 different ways that you could gift this.
Yes. Yeah. You can gift it as a kit. If you have, say you have a sewing group of friends and one of them just got an embroidery machine, buy them the kit and buy yourself a kit and then sit and make it together. It would be an awesome gift to them to learn to sew with you and learn how to make a fun little project.
Yes. I love it. So if you put a number 1 in the comments, this is for you. If you put a number 2 in the comments, this is for you. I saw someone put a number 5, so they are a pro. So that means you will love this project, and it won't take you long at all if you're a pro for sure. So here they are. Let's talk about it. Linda, what did you make? It's so good.
So these are journal covers, and they've got a pieced front with a swoop of flying geese. Here they are over here. Flying geese through the front of it, with some really bright, fun colors that you guys picked out there in Ohio. They come in 3 sizes, and they fit your standard composition notebook covers. So the large is 9 3/4 by 7 1/2. The medium is 7 by 5, and the small is 4.5 by 3 1/4. So they're really quick to do. They're fun. They would make, like I said, they'd make an awesome gift. And the three sizes are great because they're three typical composition notebook covers that are notebooks that you can purchase anywhere, like an office supply or even Amazon.
I love it. Okay. So before we talk about construction, I think we should go to the close-up cam.
You're gonna show them?
Yeah, let's do that because then we can show you all how adorable these are. So we've got two different little sets here, and I'm not good with numbers, you guys. So when you list numbers, I'm like, I got to hold it. I got to see what size this is. So here is the small, and here is, look at the inside of this.
Those are the sentiments.
So many cute sentiments in there. Yeah, absolutely. And even on the back, it says my journal. How cute is this? So yeah, the adorable, adorable. Now this one, as you said, is a little bit different.
Yeah, that one, the little one doesn't have the pieced flying geese. It's just the quilting. And then the medium and the large have the pieced flying geese on the front, and they have quilting on the back.
So yeah, they're adorable. Then the quilting on the back, as she said. But yeah, all three sizes. And then here's a medium and a small. This is what the colors we ended up doing the set in, which we'll talk more about in a little bit. So let's just show you what these look like. I just think they're so precious. Nice little journal. You know what Haley and I like to do, my daughter and I? We have a notebook and we write each other little notes back and forth.
Oh, that's cute. Right? Yeah.
So if she's like something bugging her with friends at school or anything like that, it's just a nice little way to communicate back and forth, which I think is so cute. Okay, now we're going to jump into, we thought we were talking about this and Linda's like, I don't know, what should we do today? Should we stitch something? What did we land on?
So we decided instead of stitching a block, because it's pretty much like a lot of the stitch and flip and a little bit of applique blocks that we do, we're just going to show you how to construct it once all your blocks are done. So that's what we're going to do.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to turn the camera over to you.
Okay. All righty. So here is the back file. There's a front file and a back file. The back file has the My Journal on the side that ends up on the spine of your notebook. So this one is all stitched and trimmed, and this is the front one. So I was going to show you how to trim this using the trimmer by George. So if you've never used the trimmer by George, it's a 4.5 inch wide acrylic ruler. It's 12.5 inches long, and it has this great little aluminum crimped edge right here that protects your block from being cut when you trim away the battleizer, because the idea is we want to completely remove all the battleizer from the seam allowance. And in case you don't know, if you don't know what battleizer is, let us know and we'll describe that. But you build your block, you're going to hoop your battleizer, you build your block in your embroidery machine on top of the battleizer. This is what the back looks like, no fabric on the back. And then once it's finished, we're going to trim it up. So we'll take that metal edge right here. We'll put it down. And we're going to turn back the face of the block. So I'm going to take that metal edge and kind of shimmy it right up to that basting line. Lay my trimmer down. And I always check right here and make sure there's no fabric sticking out. And I give my battleizer just a gentle tug to get it nice and snugged up. And then we want to use a 60 millimeter rotary cutter because this metal edge does bring up the height of the ruler. So the 60 millimeter cutter will clear it. So we're going to trim away all the battleizer. And I will save this scrap for putting it together later because I can reuse this. Making some Frankenbat, which we can talk about too. So I'll turn it around. I'm going to get my two long sides first. Metal edge face down. Lay the trimmer face down or face up. Give the battleizer a gentle tug. And then I'll do the ends. Make sure my fabric isn't sticking out. So now that I've removed all of my battleizer from the back of the block, now I have to trim up my outside edge. So I like to do that with the battleizer side up because I have a dark fabric here and I can really see a good contrast. Then I turn my trimmer over with that crimped edge now facing up, and I'm going to lay the edge or the 1/4 inch line on my trimmer, even with the edge of the battleizer. So I will trim off all of this extra fabric. All 4 sides. So now I have my front and I have my back. So these two are ready to stitch together. I can go ahead and pin them. So I'm going to put these right sides together, and we will pin these just like any of our other blocks that we do, where we do the match points. So I always pin into the corner first, straight through to the corner, straight through to the opposite corner. Give it a pinch, take a second pin and put it in, pull out the first pin. Do the same thing at the opposite corner. Give it a pinch. And then this is the medium size. So I've got about, I think, around 7 inches here. So I'm going to do a couple more pins just to be sure that my line stays lined up. So I'll put it right into the basting stitch in the seam line across to the second block. Give it a pinch. One more pin, same thing. So
people are loving your pin cushion too, Linda.
Oh, yeah. We've had this a while. We should do another little workshop on it. It's just
we should. It's so cute.
So we're all pinned. So I'm going to stitch that in a minute. But before I stitch it, let's talk about the inside. So I just trimmed and pinned the outside. So now we've got our inside where our sentiments are, and those are the flaps. So here's the one that says my journal, and then this one I'm going to trim this one for you. This is how it comes out of the hoop. So basically on this one, you're going to hoop a cutaway stabilizer in your embroidery machine hoop, and then you'll do your placement stitch, lay your fabric down. It'll tack that down. It'll stitch all of your words, and then you take your second piece of fabric and you lay that on top, and it'll stitch a seam. So what I need to do on this one is I need to cut away all of the cutaways, or remove all the cutaway stabilizer. And I'm going to use the Trimmer by George to do it. So I'll turn back my top fabric just like I did on the block. Give it a shimmy. Lay it down. Make sure nothing is sticking out. Give it a gentle tug. And I will do all 4 sides. Before we had the Trimmer by George, we could use a rotary cutter and a ruler. You could use a scissors. but I'm telling you, you will cut your fabric. So
At some point.
this thing is the best ever. So all I'm doing is removing all the bulk of the cutaway from the seam allowance. So now I'm going to turn it over so I can see the cutaway side, and then I will trim all 4 of these sides, and I've got my 2 pieces together. So I'm going to trim them together 1/4 inch from the cutaway, just to tidy them up.
So I'm going to interrupt with a question because I think it is a timely question. The rest of them I've been starring along the way. So if you dropped one and this isn't yours, we will answer it. But Joyce on YouTube is asking, is there a reason why you cut down and then up when cutting the battleizer away?
Yeah, I do tend to do that. And why do I do that? Well, because usually I don't have anything to, usually I have my trimmer like here. So I don't want to start cutting here. So I put my knife or my blade against the cutter and I roll all the way to the end of my battleizer like that. And then I can trim up. That's what I do.
Thank you.
Because if I have battleizer, it's like this and I have battleizer here. If I try to start here, I don't want to hit my trimmer with my blade. So if I start here and come down, then I can get in there and trim it without damaging my cutter. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay. All right, so let me remove my mat for a minute. So now that I have this all trimmed up, the goal is to get it pressed. So I'm going to lay it like this, flip up this fabric, and I will give this seam a press. And then turn this to the inside. Give it a little bit of a finger press. And then press it again. Can use a little bit. I love to use a little bit of Mary Ellen's Best Press. Kind of hold everything together. It's my favorite. So now I will take this to the sewing machine and I'm going to do an edge stitch with matching thread right along the seam. And then I'm going to baste within the seam allowance around the other 3 edges. So it'll look like this. So Aubrey, I'm going to go to the sewing machine and do a little bit of stitching and I'll be back.
All right. So while she's doing that, I want to, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this in a different order. I'm going to tell you how to get it. And then I'm going to show you what's in it. Because she's going to be done with that super quick. And I've seen some questions about how to order. So we'll have Miss Nina drop the order link and you guys can start shopping if you'd like. So there's 2 ways that you can order this. The first way is a download. So we have download only. It's $19.99. You get the files, the instructions, fabric and thread key type information to make all 3 of the projects. Okay, so that's one way. The second way, which is a limited stock, is our set. And we've got a lot of good stuff in there. So within the set, you're going to get the design on USB, a yard of battleizer. You're also going to get fabric to make either the small or the medium notebook cover. Okay. And that set is $35. And I'm going to open that up and show you all of the things that are in there momentarily. but I don't want to cut into Linda's time if she's ready. So let's see. Maybe I do have time.
You got lots of time.
Okay. All right. If I got lots of time, then I'm going to open this up because this is, so here's the project, super duper cute. This is the set. This is what would be shipped to you if you decide to get the set. Now, again, you can just get the download, but if you want, you can order the whole set, and this is how it's going to come to you. This is actually somebody today is going to get this one. I'm borrowing it for a second. So it's going to have the cutest little notebook. Look at this. So this little guy will be in your set. It'll have a little insert that just tells you what is included, which we just talked about what is included. And then it's going to have the fabric, which is the really fun part. We got to pet the fabric a little bit. I actually did my nails in honor of today and this fabric. So adorable. Can you guys see? This is, to me, this is the Poppy Cotton Country Confetti, if I had to guess. It's like a fuchsia color, and it has got these little dots in it. And then it also has this to me is like flower power fabric. How cute is this? It's just the sweetest fabric, and I love the size of that print in there. So this is also included in the kit. And then, of course, we also popped in an unexpected bright orange. Kind of matches my fingernails today. So they just go so nicely together. And then, of course, we're also including a yard of our battleizer. The battleizer is our batting and stabilizer combination. This is what you will hoop. So you're going to hoop this to get stitching. And if you use the battleizer, you do not need stabilizer because the stabilizer is in it. It's a all-in-one type product. So that's what's in our set. We'll have Nina drop the order link again, and it looks like Linda is ready to go.
I'm ready. Okay. So I stitched together my front and my back. I did press it to one side, the seam. I did use my strip stick, and this stick, we've showed it before. It's a cotton cover and kind of a padded wood. I believe it's wood under there, where it's rounded on the top. It's flat on the back. You put the flat side on your ironing board, not your cutting mat like I have it. You lay it, your seam right over it. And I do like to, again, use a little bit of best press on my seam. And then you take your iron and you press your seam to one side. And it doesn't really matter, I don't believe, which way you go, one side or the other. Just press it to one side. All right, then what we have to do next is use this piece to cut our lining. So you're going to have enough fabric in your kit for your lining. So I will lay that right on there, and I will cut myself a piece of lining. Very scientific. We don't have to measure it. We just lay it on there and cut around our front. And this orange, it doesn't matter which side is the right side because they both look the same to me, which is good. Okay, so now I have my lining cut. So then to assemble this, we're going to put our lining aside for a minute. We will take our two pieces. These are called your inside flaps, front and back. So the words is actually the front, and my journal is actually the back. So you're going to place your flaps front and back, right side to the journal cover, front and back. So this is the front. We'll put it right side down. We'll put this one right side down. You want to make sure that your seam edge that you top stitch is facing in, and all of your raw edges are on the outside. And I don't usually use clips for Hoop Sister stuff, but for this, it's perfect. So I'm just going to take a couple clips, or you can pin it as well. Just going to clip those. Clip the bottom, just lining up all of my edges. So then once we get those in place, then we take your lining and you take this. Now this is my right side. You want to take your lining right side. In this case, they're both the same. So you want to put them right sides together, and we'll just transfer those clips. So now when I turn it over, I'm going to take it to the machine again, and I'm going to stitch right along the basting stitch on the edge of my battleizer, only at the top and the bottom. You are not doing the sides. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I'll be back.
All right. Well, she's doing that. I am going to keep on rolling. And I did see a couple questions that I want to make sure that I get answered. The kit does include a USB. I had it sitting off to the side. This kit is the only way to get, or I should say a set. We call it a sentiments set. It's the only way to get the USB. You get the USB, the fabric, the composition notebook, and the yard of battleizer within the set for $35. The only other way to get it is the download. So hopefully I answered that question. The other cool thing that we got going on right now today only is if your order is shipping within the contiguous US and your cart hits $50 or more, you're going to get free shipping. So that's pretty exciting too. And let's see. We also have, I'm going to be honest with you guys, these are probably running low. I don't know how many are left, but we did have a little bit extra fabric after we cut all of the sets. So we put the extra 1 yard pre-cuts on the website, and we'll have Nina drop the order link again. So at the order link, you're going to see all the options. You're going to see the sentiments set that has the USB, the fabric, the little composition notebook, and you're also going to see the sentiments download. You're also going to see the pre-cuts until they sell out, which I don't know when it'll be, but it's coming. Just know that. So if you want a little bit extra of that specific floral, I call it flower power, but I'm sure that's not what the name of the fabric is. But if you want it, then go get it. All right, Linda looks like she's ready.
Okay.
Are you okay?
I'm back. So the next thing we have to do is turn this right side out and press it. So I'm going to reach in there, because remember we did not sew the ends. I'll reach in there and turn it right side out. Now when you turn it right side out, these little flaps are going to probably want to be on your lining side, but we're going to flip them around to our front and back side. Just flip them around. And our directions have very good pictures to explain all this. So you want it to look like this. You want to see your journal here, and you want to see the underside of your flap with your embroidery facing the right side to the journal. So now I'm going to give this a press. So I probably should move my putty mat. Just going to give it a little press right here on the ends, just to hold it flat. And the next step is to go ahead and stitch these two side openings. So again, I'm going to use my clips, or you can use pins. And I'll just line up all of my edges with a couple of clips.
Linda's using clips. Somebody mark the calendar.
I don't usually use them because I find it, I think the pin method to, you know, to sew your blocks together is perfect, but this is a little bit different. All right, so I'm going to go to the machine and I'm going to stitch this seam here and this seam here. So I'll be back.
All right. While she's stitching, I do want to point out a couple important notes. So this time around, all the kits are the same, but I want to be very clear which one it is. So the sets are all going to have this fabric. So the past couple times we've had assorted, but they're very similar in coordinating. All of our sets are going to have this fabric. We did show this sample. This is not the fabric that's going to be in your set. So I just want you to know what you're getting. And then the other thing is, the other note that I want to share with you is this is like the one and only thing that we ship from Lima, Ohio. So if you add other things to your cart, it's no problem. But you might, if you do that, you're going to receive 2 separate orders. So don't panic if you get your set, but you didn't get a different part of your order, and vice versa. So the pre-cuts and the set are shipping from Ohio. Everything else on the website is shipping from Illinois. I just like to point that out. So if you get a package and you feel like something should be in there, it's probably still on its way to you. Okay. The other important note that I like to mention when we do sentiments unboxings is that the sets are limited stock. So we do our best to gauge based on previous events and things like that, but they are limited stock. And once they sell out, it will be download only from that point going forward. So what I'm saying is if you love it, you might want to get on it, or you can just do the download too. The download is actually very efficient. You can start right away. And just a quick reminder too, that we do have the free shipping on orders over $50. That will happen automatically if your order is shipping within the contiguous US today only. So it is super cute material. I agree. And we'll find out what iron Linda is using. I will star that. Okay. Here's another picture real quick. I just love all those cute sayings in there. Adorable. Okay. And just to let you know, this is another question that I saw that I'll answer real quick. The difference between the download and what is on the USB that comes with the set, there's no difference. So in terms of files to make the project, both the download and the USB include the notebooks in 3 sizes. And I can pull that slide up again that has the sizing requirements. I know Nina has been super helpful and posted that in the comments for us too. But I'll find that slide while Linda talks to you more about construction.
What kind of iron do I have? This is my really old Alicio iron. It's pink, but it's so old it's kind of losing its pink.
But it still works.
And I love it. My next iron is going to be a cordless. Yes, ma'am.
That's funny.
Okay, so I've stitched my 2 ends. So now the moment of truth on live Facebook and YouTube. I'm gonna trim off my corners. Being careful not to cut my stitching. So I trimmed them off. Try to remove some bulk from my corners. And we're going to turn this around. I'll turn this around. So all of my seams are now going to be inside. You won't see any raw edges. on your journal cover. So that one's turned around. This one's turned around. And we just have to get in there with and carefully pop your corners through. Not through. Don't pop them through. Pop them out the best you can. So there's a little bit of bulk, but you can get in there.
I'm getting word that pre-cuts are sold out.
Okay.
Mary Fast ordered fast. Haha. Good job, Mary. So when you get done popping the corners,
Yeah.
I love the teal thread that you used in where the sayings and sentiments are.
Yeah.
That looks really nice.
I thought it showed, I didn't want to do the orange, and the floral has a little bit of teal. So
it caught my eye. I like that.
Thank you. This corner is giving me a little trouble, so I got to tell it who's boss. Okay, so there we go. So there's the middle of it. So now we're just going to press it all, get my edges nicely pressed. And again, I'm going to use a little bit of my spray starch.
So cute.
And they're so fast to do.
Has this been helpful? I liked seeing the construction. That's the part that I'm like, how's that going to work?
So there's one last quick step that I like to do with this is I like to kind of connect these two layers, the lining and the front side. So I would put pink thread, and I'm not going to do it right now, pink thread in my machine and maybe orange in the bobbin. And I would stitch right in the ditch. Mm-hmm. And I did that on this little guy. Let me pull this out of here. I stitched right in the ditch through to my lining, and that just kind of keeps it all together. And once you do that, you just take your notebook and you open up your front cover and slide it in. Open up your back cover and slide it into this side. Get it all centered. And there's your little journal cover.
It's so cute. So cute. Okay. I am being told that I might have said something wrong.
Oh, no.
I know, right? So when I said sold out, I meant the extra pre-cuts.
I think you said that.
Okay. See, Mom, I said that. So the sets we still have.
Yeah, we just need to be clear that we
don't panic.
We still have kits.
We still have some. Yeah. So just know that. Loretta, that would be so cute.
They would be cute.
Mm-hmm.
You can put a name where here it says my journal.
Yeah.
Like use that and use your sewing machine lettering and put that right over, put your name right there. You could put it inside. I mean, there's a lot of fun you could do.
I love that. And Heidi Lynn, what kind of books are you reading? Ooh, she said you can put a book in there you don't want people to know you're reading. I love that. That's so funny.
I want to know what she's reading.
Yeah. So cute. Okay. I did. I'm going to talk about a couple other things, but just so you know, Linda, I was starring a few comments as we went. So if you want to check those out so we can answer questions. Patty, the shipping will come off automatically, giving you free shipping if your order is over $50 and you're shipping within the contiguous US. Okay. And Deb's cracking up too on the book thing. I think that's so funny. Construction videos are mega helpful. I am so glad that you think so. See, I'm not as creative as these other girls that I work with. So I'm like, I want to know how it goes together because I don't know. So, okay. All right. So the other thing I want to let you know is that we have Nina Gladden. She's our customer experience manager, and she is here to help you. She's been in the comments answering questions, and she can also help you personally. So if you're not seeing something like that free shipping isn't doing what you thought it was going to do, she can help you. And she can fix whatever. So just get a hold of her. She is on during the live. So if you want, you can just shoot her an email, say, will you call me after the live? And she will do that. So just know that she is here to help. I think that's a good question. Are any of them big enough to cover a Bible? I guess it depends on how big your Bible is, but
Yep.
I would say one of the medium or the large probably is. Okay.
Depends on the Bible.
Yep. Okay. And also, just so you know, I will go back to the sizing slide, but if you click on the order link, the description of the product also includes that information. The last thing before we start answering different questions that we have seen here today during the live, I also want to invite you to hop into spring with me and Nina. We're going to have a really fun event within our Facebook group on Friday. So tomorrow's the first day of spring, and we're celebrating it on Friday. I don't know if Nina's on the phone. I feel like I hear her talking on the phone. But Nina, if you're not on the phone, drop the link to this event. We're actually going to be live at 10 in the morning and 1 in the afternoon. We're going to be doing all things spring and Easter. Okay, so make sure to jump into this event as well. That's taking place on Friday. All right. Linda, do you want to answer some questions while I flip slides? Okay, yeah. I'm just going to do that while I flip slides real quick.
Okay, so we have a couple questions. This is from Beverly, and she wants me to explain Battleizer. So Battleizer, can we bring my camera back up?
Oh, yes.
Thank you. This is a little piece of Battleizer, and it looks like ordinary batting. However, it's very, very, very stable. If I tried to do this with ordinary batting, it would stretch. You possibly would get a hole in it. In both directions, it's stable. So it has a softer side, and the other side you'll see like a scrim. This is your built-in stabilizer. So when you make something with Battleizer, you do not have to hoop 2 products. You only hoop this one, which obviously makes it easier and a little thinner to hoop. And you build your block right on top of your Battleizer. So hopefully that helps. And then, I'm not sure, I'm going to butcher her name, but I don't want to.
Leilani.
Thank you. Are the material dimensions listed in the kit? So I think you're going to go over that in a second, right, Aubrey?
Yeah, actually,
okay.
Are you talking about the sizing?
I think that's what she's talking about. Or she could also be talking about the fabric dimensions for cutting. So in our directions, we always have fabric requirements, and we have a nifty little cutting chart, fabrics 1, 2, and 3, sizes large, medium, and small. And you just go, so if you're going to do the medium, like I circled here, you go to your medium, you look at fabric 1, you cut those, fabric 2, you cut those, and so on. So yeah, we do have very explicit instructions on how to cut your fabrics.
Can I pop one in real quick?
Yeah.
Someone asked the name of the floral fabric, and Miss Mary Fast knew the answer. So she gets bonus points. But I wanted to pop it up on the screen. So if you're curious what the name of the floral fabric was, it's Cowgirl Meadow White.
Of course it is.
Of course it is.
Okay, so Sharon says, do you use another pin at the corner so it doesn't twist? So Sharon, the first pin I put in at the corner went directly into the corner on the front, both blocks. And then I pinch that pin. And then I take a second pin and I pin it like you normally would pin 2 fabrics together, and then pull out that pin that I pinched. So you don't need to have 2. And it does kind of keep it from twisting. That first pin lines up everything up perfectly, and the second pin keeps the 2 layers together. And Joyce says, thank you for telling us about Dream Puff. So Dream Puff is a quilter's dream product if you don't want to use wool. We didn't use wool in today's project, but usually we use a little bit of optional wool in our quilts. And so you can use either the wool or the Dream Puff, which is polyester, and it does the same thing. It gives it some poof. Will you show us how, okay, let's read this one. Will you show us how to fix it when the fabric is cut while removing the battleizer? Ask me how I know. So if you cut your fabric, it depends on where you cut your fabric. If you have a little bit of space to sew, you can use a little bit of, there's a product called Easy Knit. It's a very lightweight knit based, like iron-on interfacing. You can kind of put a little bit of that on there. The other thing that happens a lot of times is you accidentally cut your battleizer off and you wanted to leave it. For example, if you were making a quilt, you want to leave your battleizer on your edges wherever there's going to be a binding. So if you accidentally cut it off, you can just cut a little 1/4-inch strip of battleizer and use fabric basting glue and glue it back on. So yeah, there's ways to fix things. Depends on how bad you cut it. And Kitty, I think Aubrey answered this. Is the download different from the USB? It is not. It's exactly the same.
One you can hold in your hand. The other one you just download straight to your computer. That's the only difference.
Right. And my friend Susan, hi Susan. I know her as Sue Wagner. Is the design on a USB included in the kit? Yes, ma'am, it is. Get to ordering it. And then say you're going to pick it up in the store so I can see you.
Wait, I have it here.
Oh, never mind. Go pick. Oh, well, she can pick it up in. You're right. I'm sorry. Never mind, Sue.
Order something else too, and then you can pick it up that part.
Come and see me anyway.
Yeah.
I see a different sentiment on the order page with a zipper pouch. Is this lined and what size? Yes, those are lined. And the sizes should be in there, correct?
Yeah, they're probably in the description.
Mm-hmm.
Of
And
course,
yes. Sharon's got some Bible advice. I think due to the thickness of Bible, you would need to add a spine, then just add an additional to your lining. Oh, that's not a bad idea. Yeah, if the face of it fits, then you could just add the thickness in the spine. Good idea. Did I hear correctly? This is Terry. That you also use cutaway stabilizer, not battleizer. We use both in this project, Terry. We use battleizer on the front and the back of the journal cover, and we use cutaway on the flaps that are on the inside.
I also want to just real quick make sure I address the fabric, the pre-cut fabric, the extra 1 yards that you can throw into your cart, that is sold out. The sets or the kits that include the fabric are not sold out, and they are still available. They will sell out at some point, but not yet. So if you're thinking the fabric is sold out, the pre-cuts are, but the set that includes, I don't know, they can't see what I'm pointing at. This is not sold out. This is still available. So we'll have Nina drop that link again. You guys can go grab that. All right.
Okay, Linda says, wonderful instructions. Why, thank you, Linda. You're a pro.
And Linda was a teacher, so she knows good instructions.
Yeah. This is Sharon. I highlight the various sizes, different colors for cutting requirements. I do as well, because you can easily get lost and look in the wrong column and cut the wrong size. Ask me how I know that. And Wenda, is there enough fabric to make 3 projects? There's enough to make the medium-sized journal in the kit. And if you are stingy like me, you can get the small one out of it as well with what's left over. But there's definitely enough for the medium, but not all 3 sizes.
You got it.
I think that's all the questions.
All right. I think it is too. So what I want to do real quick, I'm going to pop this up just long enough to not make you seasick and get back over to this page so that if you have any questions that maybe we didn't see them, maybe we missed, or we weren't hitting the mark and you're like, that's not really what I meant. Get a hold of Nina and she will be able to help you out. We did just drop the order link again. We do not anticipate these sets lasting all week. So if you're interested, grab it. Also, just a quick reminder again that we do have another event on Friday. Super fun. Lots of spring quilts, Easter things, fun stuff like that too. So make sure you join us live again Friday at 10 a.m. All right. Thanks, Linda. That was awesome.
Great.
I think that was helpful. I liked seeing how it came together. So I'm sure they did too. All right. Thank you.
Get a new journal cover because you have mine.
Yeah. There you go. Wait, do I have to send these back to you?
Yes, please.
Okay. All right. We'll see you all later.
All righty. Bye, everybody. Thanks for joining us.